Hello guys, welcome to the Bollywood Talk Show on IWMBuzz, and today I have with me the team of Twisted Three. Obviously, there's Krishna Bhatt, there, the director, and in dono ka main introduction, I will be introducing them in a very twisted manner. Everybody knows them by their real name. I'll be talking to Karan Sabarwal over here, Mr. Jay Soni. He's there with us, and the very gorgeous and amazing Mayra Sinha, aka Priya Banerjee. So first of all, thank you so much, for joining me over here. And to begin things with, I will ask you, Priya, is the fact that Twisted 3 is obviously coming after, 2 years. I think the last one came in 2018, and I'll not be talking to you about how, you have done to do differently when it comes to, replacing Nia, but, what have you done separately to create and leave an impact so that people accept you the way you have done it?
Well, as I said, I've the first thing that I wanted to do. I mean, of course, when you're doing a franchisee, a show which is already done so well, usually people try and see what it is about. Pehle, like my parents love the show; they're huge Twisted fans, so they'd seen the first two and all of that. And when I found out I'm doing the third one, I chose not to see the first two seasons because I felt not only because Nia has done a very good job, but also because it's a very similar kind of character. Very women driven, ambitious woman, strong minded, strong headed. So I thought that if I watched her, I would somehow subconsciously wanted to bring in those little, whatever how
Elements.
done it in my character as well. And Myra is entirely different from what she had played. Alia Mukherjee, I think that was the name of her character.
Yeah,
And
yeah, correct.
I chose not now. I can of course watch it now that I'm done shooting and all of
You
that.
are done with it, yeah, correct.
Yeah, so I wanted to bring in my own elements. I wanted to do it my way. And even though I know that there's a huge fan following of her character in the show, I want to make sure that, I can kind of build my own fan base doing it my way. So Myra has her own following. So that's
Yeah.
definitely something I've kind of followed on purpose.
Interesting. And, I mean, talking to you, about it, Jay, you obviously must have done something different as well because you're also coming in. And, I want to ask you that after working for so long, when people, obviously have the more you work, the more expectations people have from your end, right? So, as an actor and a creative artist, what do you do to meet up to the expectations, whenever you're coming up with a new project every time? Because, the monotony cannot be there, right, as an actor. So, what do you do differently to maintain that expectation level?
I try and pick up some work, whichever work I do, which is a little different from what I've done in my past.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I took a break, because I was doing the same thing on TV again and again, with the same sweet boy, good boy, sanskari boy. So I was little like, yeah, yaar, abhi मैं क्या extra करूँ, perform करूँ. And TV का क्या होता है ना, there are many limitations that you cannot, कि ये नहीं कर सकते, वो नहीं कर सकते, and एक typecast हो जाते हो. एक बार आप संस्कारी good boy बन गए, तो they don't see you in that kind. And I
beyond they will not
always
see you, right?
yes, and in all my interviews earlier, I had mentioned that I wanted, now I can say I wanted, because I've already to play something like a rich guy, Casanova, and all that.
Yeah.
So when because I said with my face, I said I'm done with the good boy part now. मुझे यही शक्ल के साथ I want to play a guy like some opposite. So I tried to pick a project which excites me, so that if I am happy and so if I am very excited to perform, it will show in the project. Otherwise मैं ही mood से नहीं करूँगा. So I try to pick different projects. So that's what I try, and I take a break after when I feel that same चीज हो रही है बार बार. I work on myself, I do something else, and then again I come as a fresh, like a comeback. So that audience also feel that okay, अगर ये गायब हुआ है 1-2 साल के लिए, but उसने comeback अच्छा किया है. So they also feel that every time he comes
so the
up with
impact
something
is everlasting.
new.
Correct.
Yeah, otherwise the same thing you keep on doing, they get bored. No matter how much ever you try to put in efforts, but the thing is you're doing the same thing. So that's what I try.
So it bhi jata hai. After a point of time, it shows as well, and audience in today's time, I mean, they're all the way more smarter.
See,
they can actually
it's
pick it
a
up
risk
and
also.
see.
It's a risk also. I'm saying because हमारी उसमें industry में बोलते हैं जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. So अगर आप नहीं दिखते हो, तो people think that what is wrong, what has happened, and all. But it's a risk. It's a gamble. What which you take. So not everyone feels the same. कोई लोग मुझे पागल भी बोलते हैं कि पागल है साला ये. So I said, no, this is what I am, because I've entered in this field for a passion, like my passion, not like चलो मुझे पैसे ही बनाने हैं.
So quality over quantity, I think No. I mean, we want that, I mean, we want the emotions to be coming in. I mean, otherwise, what's the point? Krishna, coming to you, obviously, you have always been an integral part of, the franchise. And right now, I mean, I was seeing the trailer and there are some really, really amazing kick-ass dialogues, I must say that. When it comes to the corporate world, when it comes to women, and, I mean, they will actually make you think. And there's something like, but I don't exactly remember what it was, but there was something like, in order to be a hero बनने के लिए अपने अंदर की विलन को जगाना जरूरी है.
कभी-कभी हीरो बनने के लिए थोड़ा विलेन बनना पड़ता है.
Oh,
exactly.
अच्छा
So
line
these are some really you can use it on a personal level.
तुम्हारे शो की ट्रेलर में है, देख लो.
नहीं, but ये अभी लिखना पड़ेगा ये line.
So you can use it on a personal level as well.
Yeah.
But these are some really important lines that they just literally I mean एक बार में शायद आपको याद नहीं होगा, but once or twice you hear, it will actually play in your mind. And just like how Jay said, you would want to use these lines on a personal level as well. So how much priority do you think in OTT platform dialogues have when it comes to getting the attention of the audience?
I think not only in OTT, in every platform, on every platform, dialogues are something that people identify with. I mean, till now we say कितने आदमी थे यार, like मेरे पास माँ है, and these are iconic dialogues that come from iconic writing. So whether it's film, whether it's TV, whether it is your international TV, whether it's Indian TV, whether it is अपना सास बहू का show. I mean, after all, Rashi ने कुकर चढ़ा ही दिया ना.
Yeah.
So I think that whatever the platform, your dialogues have to be kick-ass, because if you can't have a kick-ass dialoguing in your show, then you will not make an impact with the audience. And if the audience is not repeating your dialogues, then somewhere you've gone wrong with your writing.
Correct. And I think that's a very valid point, because even after we come out of a movie screen, or even after we are done binging something, we talk about the dialogues in reality as well. So I think that's the impact that the show has. Coming to you, Priya, there's this dialogue, again, jahan pe, there's something like, the only, job of a woman in a corporate life is, to just sit the bed and something. So, ye jo ek, definition hai, I mean, when it comes to, obviously things have changed and, things are still changing for the good. But how do you see, women in today's time are actually placed in the corporate industry? Because, even if they are there, I mean, they are doing their best to leave an impact. I mean, we just saw recently with Kamala Harris, I mean, women are doing their best in every field that they're going. But, in the corporate industry, especially in Indian, scenario, do you think that women are yet to get their due in reality? I mean, or have we reached there?
No, we haven't reached there. We're not even close, actually, to be honest. Look at a country like United States of America. It took them so many years for a Kamala Harris to become the vice president of a first female colored vice president of the United States. It took us so many years, and India is abhi bhi bahut piche hai. So it's going. I mean, we've had some amazing leaders in India who have been women, starting from Indira Gandhi and all of that. But it is a fight. It is not going to be easy for women to get on the top, and we're not there. We're still far behind, not only in the corporate world, in the entertainment industry, or whatever it is. Women are still behind, not because we want to be behind, because for some reason there's still that comparison that's always going to be there. So for a woman to reach the top, it's always going to be a fight, because it is a man's world. No matter how much we deny and how much we say, oh, feminist this, feminist that, till date, we're still fighting, and it's right. Men are still paid in the entertainment industry, are paid 50 times more than a woman who's also playing the lead in the same show or in the same movie. Why is that? This is a debate, if I start, will go on forever, but women are still much behind men. It's not right, but as Myra fights for it, you have to be a little twisted. You have to fight it. You have to be ambitious, because it is a man's world at the end of the day. And to get to the top, twisted banna, hak paane ke liye twisted banna padega. That's it.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you on that. And so it's all about striking that balance. We are on the way. We are going forward, but then it's just we haven't really hit that balance yet. Jay, I want to ask you something. when it comes to OTT shows, I mean, Priya was obviously talking about it, and she has already spoken about it in other, interviews as well. Is the fact that abhi bhi, when it comes to an OTT show, the actors get asked about stuff like कितने bold scenes है या फिर कितने kissing scenes है या फिर कितने intimate scenes है. So do you think I mean the audience, they kind of expect a bit too much with intimate scenes in OTT platform, or I mean do you think they should just get rid of this thinking कि OTT है मतलब इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि there's too much of. I'm saying that even in today's time, because I see a lot of people, they get asked, and there are interviews and quotes that come out, when people get asked, how many intimate scenes are there in your OTT show, how many kissing scenes are there. I mean, I personally find it very irrelevant because it's a part of the script, so it just doesn't really matter. But do you think the Indian audience, they should start thinking beyond just these kind of stuff when it comes to
OTT? Yeah, exactly.
Just to stop you there, I don't think it's the Indian audience.
Yeah.
It is
because audience have started accepting it like big time.
Yeah.
It's not the Indians. It's
Krishna
not
wants to add
sorry.
Something. Yeah.
I want to sorry Jay, but
no, it's okay.
To rain on your parade, I just want to say that I think the Indian audience is ready. It is the Indian audience that is binging on Netflix. It's binging on a Game of Thrones that has so much nudity, so much. But have you ever seen anybody watch Game of Thrones and say, "Kya nudity thi?" Everybody is like, "Arey yaar, Jon Snow kyun mar gaya?" I mean, so it's the mindset, and the mindset of the Indian people has changed. It's we as filmmakers who have to understand that India is ready for a change. India is ready for new material, new content, bold content, whether it is a story that is bold, whether it is a scene that is bold. We are ready. We need to stop asking stupid questions and, respect the intelligence of the audience.
These things. I think stop and ask these questions, because I don't think it's audience or the filmmakers. I think it's the media. It's the beach ka jo hai na.
But I
feed all these.
But it's not
needed.
I think more than that, the story is, what matters. कि भाई अच्छा, it's story का एक हिस्सा है. ये पूरी story नहीं है. Intimate scenes are like not. It's just a part of that story.
Exactly.
Like if we talk about like any show, हम ये मतलब exactly what Krishna said कि वो उसको याद नहीं रखेंगे कि यार nudity का वाला scene बहुत अच्छा था यार. ऐसा नहीं कोई बोलता है. It's like it was a good show or anything else. It's just a part of that story, which is helping the story moving forward.
I'm not sure if I was able to put forward my question correctly. What I'm trying to say is the fact that when people like, actors or directors, they get asked these questions, what about the kissing scene and everything, what these questions are asked. And I personally find it very irrelevant. It's not needed because it's just a part of the script, just like how you're acting another scene, that's how you're doing that scene. But when it comes to these questions, I mean, that's the stigma that I'm talking about. That do you think the audience is getting rid of that stigma now that these shows are coming in one by one?
It will.
Yeah.
The audience is out of the stigma. I think we have to get out of it.
Lastly, before I wrap up, I want to ask all three of you one thing. What according to you is the USP that will be, setting things right for Twisted 3? I want to start with Krishna.
Twisted 3 is the corporate thriller drama that is there. It's something that you've not seen before. So wait for it on 11/11, and it's going to it's as Priya says, 11/11 is a lucky number. I hope it is for us.
What about you, Jay? And do you feel do you want to add anything to that apart from what she said?
No, I think she said it right, and I think there are a lot of other things, which already is making the show very interesting, because every episode is like, okay, what next now? Okay, now, and what you will think that अच्छा ये ऐसा होगा, it's ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं होगा. So it's a very very gripping kind of thing. So I'm really hoping and looking forward, waiting for 11/11.
I think it's a show that will keep the audience hooked onto. Like the main goal of making any shows at the end of the day, that the audience is entertained, and the audience is at the edge of their seat, watching and wanting to know what's going to happen next. And I think
they just want to see who will do what. कि कौन सा character कौन सी game खेलेगा.
There's a lot of mystery that's awaiting the audience. Yeah. Absolutely. And talking about mystery, Yeah, so basically एक episode खत्म होगा and then you'll be like, yeah, next वाला कब देखेंगे? So that's how it is. I
Next
wish you
वाला
guys all the best for Twisted 3. Thank you so much, Krishna. Thank you so much, Jay, and thank you so much, my fellow
Thank
boss
you,
Priya,
thank
for
you,
joining me over here.
Thank you.
बहुत मजा
Thank
आया.
you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much. All the best and everything you do in the future. Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you.